Happy Friday and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. I'm Anthony Totri, joined as always on this lovely Flavoring Fridays by two of my closest friends in the entire world. We have Erik Ruby right here. We got DJ Jacob Franklin in the back. Guys, if you're new here, welcome to the PHNX Sun Devils show. We'd like to give a shout out to OG's Brands, the official sponsor of Flavoring Fridays. OG's is not your average cannabis-infused gummy. They absolutely knock it out of the park when it comes to flavor, and the effects of their gummies are a total slam dunk too. Head on over to ogsbrands.com to see their full lineup and find out where you can purchase. Guys, we have a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to be talking Arizona State basketball, football, and then, you know how we do it on Fridays. The train will eventually get off the rails. Eventually. It started off the rails, to be honest with you. We've already got Mr. Marketing Man Max Simpson walking through the door, and he's just yeeting Nerf bullets at DJ Jacob Franklin, and now he's army crawling on the floor.
I think it's safe to say that Max has been very involved with OG's Flavoring Fridays already.
Yes,
personally. Hey, let me see that. Let me see that, Max. Give that to me. Give that to me. Yeah. Thank you. Look at this. Look at this.
There we go.
Take that to a graduation, and all the teachers would get mad.
Everybody on audio, we got a little beach ball, bouncy ball coming through the studio here. Max.
Also, for everybody on audio, I don't think Totri and I could have picked a worse day to both wear gray.
Yeah, we're wearing
Flavoring Fridays.
We're wearing the exact same.
Literally the same shade.
Incredibly awful choice.
The same shade.
At least I'm wearing color.
Can we switch?
You're wearing green.
Can we switch real quick?
You're gonna take your shirts off right now? Is that what's happening right now?
Oh, okay. You know what? You said it was going to get off the rails.
Okay,
it is off the rails.
Yeah, but it wasn't supposed to get off the rails till the end, guys.
Sometimes the beginning is the end.
You're right. 100 miles an hour. Let's go ahead, start talking Arizona State volleyball for a second. I want to give some love. To JJ Van Niel and the Arizona State volleyball team. Obviously, not enough to be able to get to the Elite Eight, but a hell of a run, a hell of a season for JJ Van Niel's squad, and you know, even taking Stanford as far as they did, a number one seed who is likely going to win that NCAA tournament. I mean, you can't say enough about the season that group had.
I feel like 3 weeks ago you couldn't say enough about the season that they had, and it's just kept going. I mean, the biggest kudos, and if you haven't caught Totri's interview with JJ, fantastic. It's still evergreen if you want to just kind of get inside the mind of the guy who took this program and completely reshaped it in what seems like a record amount of time. You love to see it. And I know we kind of had that jokey conversation a couple weeks ago about like budget for the athletic department and everything like that.
I don't know, man. You sat here and you said you were going to cut that program.
Listen, okay. Listen. If I have to defend myself, the situation I was put in, the scenario that was presented to me was that I was the AD, and I didn't have a choice on which sports I was cutting. You told me that I was cutting triathlon and women's volleyball. I had to find a way to make sense of it. That's not what I would do in real life, because this volleyball team, we like the term around here.
They're a
wagon.
They are
wagon.
A wagon. Jacob's a wagon as well. For
Jacob has a wagon. Right, Jacob?
I have a red wagon at home,
Yeah,
there we go.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
He pulls his daughter in the little red wagon. But moving on from ASU volleyball, like I said, we're going to be, before we get into ASU basketball, I don't know if any of you listening on audio or those of you in the chat saw, but some bad news out of Texas Tech. Devin Cambridge is going to be missing the remainder of the season with a knee injury. So, you know, a guy that was an awesome Sun Devil that I think Arizona State fans obviously wished was still wearing maroon and gold for their squad. Tough that he's not going to be able to play out this season with his teammate Warren Washington. But you brought it up before the show. Mm-hmm. He can apply for a medical red shirt and then potentially play Arizona State in the Big 12 next year.
Yeah, so you can get a hardship waiver through the Big 12. And I guess like if you can find a bright side in this, which you really can't because this just absolutely blows.
Yeah.
He was playing like really good ball for
Yeah.
them too. I think he was averaging almost 10 points per game, if not hitting that 10-point per game mark on over 50% shooting. You hate to see it. A, nice guy. B, good basketball player. Like C, season-ending injuries, no matter who it's happening to, especially somebody later in their college career who's probably not going to be playing in the pros, at least the NBA. He'll probably try to play some sort of pro league overseas or locally. I hate to see it for him. At the same time, it would be kind of cool if he did apply for that medical hardship waiver and he was able to kind of turn this into a full circle moment. And then when ASU joins the Big 12 next year, ASU takes on Devin Cambridge. I think like those types of moments are cool in sports. And when something like that happens, you want to almost try to find something remotely positive, but it freaking sucks, man.
Yeah, no, it absolutely does suck. Like I said, everybody wishing Devin Cambridge, obviously the best, but kind of moving over to Arizona State basketball, the Sun Devils have a match up against San Diego tomorrow night. You're looking at a San Diego team, 6-4 in the season, undefeated at home, 5-0. This is going to be Arizona State's first away game. They've obviously had a couple of neutral site games this season, but I'm interested to see what Arizona State can do against the San Diego team that in reality they should beat, right? And I know we've got people in the chat that want to talk ASU football. We're going to get to the football part in just a bit, but I do want to start with basketball just because the Sun Devils do have a game tomorrow. And let's be real, talking about Frankie Collins, Jose Perez, and where this basketball team is now, about, 8 games through the season, it is an entirely different group than I would say game 2, game 3. They look completely different.
No, I'm completely different. Honestly, better than I expected them to look, even considering the personnel that they've lost along the way as well. I think this team is playing with a little bit more chemistry than I thought they would. Yeah. But we are reaching that point of the season, 6-2. Like that, look, I don't care who you're playing. Unless you're literally playing D3 teams, 6-2 is an impressive record. But this gets to the point where you start sometimes seeing the cracks a little bit. And when they've put together a couple of comeback wins, a couple of games where maybe they weren't playing at the top of their game and then they kind of snapped into it, I don't think it's out of the question to say, are we still figuring out if this team is for real? Like, is this record actually reflective of who they are? Going in and handling businesses against a team like San Diego, who they're 67% favorites, even though they're going to be on the road. That's what good teams do. And ASU, I don't think is going to be a great team this year. But if they're a good team, they have to rack up consistent wins. This feels like in years past when the teams haven't been that great, this would be the type of game that they would falter on.
Yeah, Will says ASU road games against teams they should manhandle never goes well.
I mean,
ASU.
think about, they just beat obviously San Francisco at home, but think about the other year when they were on the road taking on San Francisco. Like, they were supposed to win that game. They didn't. So you're hoping, I mean, not like San Diego's a powerhouse. They're 6-4, but they are 5-0 at home. So that could be something to look into. But yeah, I don't know. I can't come out here and guarantee a win because you watch ASU basketball. I don't know if you can ever guarantee a win or a loss. They could be playing a top 10 team in the country and they could win. That's just kind of the way that it goes. But they should beat this team even on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident at this point in the season when you have an opponent like this. In years past, when we talk about Arizona State basketball, specifically against teams that they should, quote unquote, manhandle, right? That they should beat. You look at those rosters in the past, you look at those players. And for me, this feels different simply because of the two guys I brought up earlier, Frankie Collins and Jose Perez. Yes, you have two guys that they may not necessarily be the ones that are giving you 30 points a game, but they're impacting their game. They're impacting the game for Arizona State in more ways than one every single night. And they have the experience in college basketball, at least in my mind, to know what it takes to be able to go on the road against the team you should beat and take care of business, not overlooking an opponent because they're 6-4 through non-conference play, or because they're not a Division I powerhouse like Kentucky or something, right? Like, they are going to make sure that their guys are set up and understand that this is just another game. This isn't a game against a lesser opponent. This isn't a game against a better opponent. You simply just have to go in and you have to take care of what you can control. And for Frankie Collins and Jose Perez this season, what they control is everything. for Arizona
Yeah.
State, offensively and defensively.
I mean, that's the thing with Frankie. I think that, like, for me, has stood out by far and away throughout this whole season is that no matter what, he's finding a way to impact the game in multiple different ways. He's not just scoring. And there are games where his jumper has looked better than it hasn't. Yeah. And he hit some crazy shots, some step backs, some side steps, like these like mid-range pull-ups, but he is on 100 every single second of every single game. And in college basketball, sometimes that is literally all you need. Because a lot of these players that don't end up at D1, like top D1 schools, Power 5 schools, Pac-12, Big 12, all of that, these guys that don't end up there, probably a lot of them have the talent to do so.
Yeah.
It's a lot of situation, eyes, your work ethic, like how hard you're going to put into it. There is no doubt in my mind that every time Frankie Collins is going to step on a basketball court, he's going to give it his absolute all. I don't know is he still averaging like 4 steals per game?
I believe so. I still believe
three and a half steals, 3.5 assists. Okay, the same amount of steals as assists per game. That's not normal. Like normal basketball players, normal guards, even the ones that get in you, they don't do that.
4 steals a game is pretty crazy.
They don't do that, and he's getting blocks too. He's rising up. I mean, he's extremely athletic for somebody who's 6'1". We were talking about this before.
That's how you describe Frankie Collins. Is he's bouncy.
He does not play like he's 6'1". And that's the kind of guy that you need. And him and Perez, I think maybe the reason why I'm a little bit more confident in them going out on the road this year is because of these comeback games that they've had at home, or at a neutral site, where they've stormed back and they've been able to overcome adversity and squeak out a win in a way that it kind of feels like the roles would have been reversed for ASU last year. So I'm cautiously optimistic as to what this team is going to look like once you enter Pac-12 play. And for some more reference to San Diego, Stanford blew them out by about 20 points. Stanford is the second to last team in the Pac right now at 4-4, only ahead of Cal, who's 3-5.
Yeah. A couple comments in the chat I want to get to. Donald saying, why is a game at 10:30 Eastern on a Saturday? I can never catch a break. Yeah, I know. It's 8 p.m.
Living East Coast has to be the worst for sports.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Has to be like for example, like it's a very small sample size, but like the ASU volleyball game that tipped off at 9:30 our time last night.
Yeah, that was crazy. They were tweeting graphics at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
It ended at 1 in the morning. The last set started at like 12:45.
That's crazy. You see the team went to In-N-Out afterwards? They went to In-N-Out because that was the only thing that was open after the match. Which is just
they
awesome.
deserved it. They deserved something.
They looked like they were, obviously they wanted to.
They won the
advance.
first set.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, wait a minute.
They won the first set.
Wait a minute here. Are they gonna?
Stanford is elite of one of the elite of the elite. In terms of volleyball.
There's a reason they're number one in this entire NCAA tournament and why they are a juggernaut throughout the entire season. Will, this team is realistically a 500 team, no half-court offense to the point where their defense has to create transition points to score. Rebounding is an issue as well. Yeah, it's something we've been talking about on these post-game shows, man, is the offense at times looks stagnant because it doesn't feel like there's anybody moving. There isn't anybody trying to create any sort of offense. A lot of the time it is one-on-one basketball. And yeah, the rebounding is an issue. Specifically, they're giving up so many offensive rebounds that it really is going to be an issue, but that is something that you hope gets rectified when Sean Phillips gets back, right? So that's something that you can at least hope for.
Those two things get solved in very different ways.
Yeah.
The rebounding problem, the size problem down low, it's a personnel thing right now. It's always an effort. Rebounding's always an effort. Are you boxing out? Are you putting your elbow into somebody and getting them out of the way to go get the board? You don't see that often with these guys, but at the end of the day, if you're missing the biggest player on your team, that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to overcome.
Yeah.
The movement stuff. That's my biggest pet peeve in basketball.
Specifically with this team, dude. I watch it and I'm literally screaming at the TV, move, cut, somebody do something.
Well, especially because Frankie has to create so much out of nothing. And a lot of the times he's taking these step backs, he's taking these kind of crazy off-balance shots. And sure, he hits them and he leads the team in points. But at the same time, I would love to be able to like almost use him as a little bit of a distraction now that you're 8 games in and people know, opposing teams know that Frankie Collins is going to be the engine. He might not always be your leading scorer, but he will always be the engine in which your offense runs through. And if you can get him to say, all right, instead of taking these crazy step backs, I'm dribbling, I'm moving back, and now Jemiah Neal's cutting along the baseline. I'm going to find him instead. I think that, like William said, if they do want to be an above 500 team and they do want to hold their own in Pac-12 play, because as great as 6-2 is, you really don't find out who you are until you play your conference, unless you're playing a conference schedule like the people down in Tucson. I need to see them get this stuff out of their system now, because if you don't start building it now, if you're not able to cut better and have a better flow and half-court offense against San Diego, you're not going to be able to do that against Oregon. You're not going to be able to do that against Colorado. Like, those teams are just a couple notches above some of the competition that ASU has been playing so far. So now is the time to really watch this team and figure out what is going to bite them in the ass and what is going to propel them to possibly being over 500 in Pac-12 play.
Yeah, look, I think what Arizona State has done so far in non-conference play, it's been good. It hasn't been great. I think to be able to find the success that they've had offensively the last few games, it's a Band-Aid. It's not the fix for the offense, right? This is not sustainable. Frankie Collins scoring 20 a night and Jose Perez shooting a gazillion free throws every night. That's not a winning recipe for a season. That is, yes, some streaky wins that they've been able to put together. But realistically, if you want to find a way in the NCAA tournament, if you want to find a way to compete in this Pac-12 conference that does currently have the number one team in the nation, your rival, Arizona, then you are going to have to find a scoring option that doesn't come out of Jose Perez shooting free throws and Frankie Collins just driving to the basket every single possession, because that is easily something that Pac-12 coaches and Pac-12 teams are going to be able to figure out. They're going to be able to defend.
Right.
What really needs to happen, honestly, is Jemiah Neal just needs to hit some shots. Jemiah Neal needs to take the step that everybody's been calling for. It has to be him. It has to be. It absolutely has to be that guy, because Frankie has his role. Jose has his role. Jemiah's only role in reality is to be that guy. He is the next Desmond Cambridge. He is the next DJ Horn. He is the next, like, ASU scorer. So if he doesn't take that step, if he doesn't make that leap that we've heard all about, that everybody's been expecting, then this team's in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, serious trouble.
Well, I'm looking at some of the percentages. And this is the first time I've actually gone in and looked at the percentage, not just like kind of eye test stuff for ASU, and really looked at like, okay, like what could stand out that is maybe on the lower end, that if they improve on, these are where these extra points are coming from when their competition goes up. There's a couple different things. I'm going to read off some numbers for you. 62.5%, 68.9%, 64.7%, 53.8%, 39.3%. I can keep going. Those are everybody's free throw percentages.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Those are freaking free throws, man.
Horrible.
62% for Frankie Collins from the line, 68.9% for Jose Perez, 64% for Jemiah Neal, 39% for Brian Salabunga. Like, hit your free throws,
buddy. You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. This is a team in Arizona State that shot 43 free throws. 43 free throws against SMU. They made 32 of them, and they won by 2. If they make the 11, we're talking about a double-digit win, just based off of free throws.
Mm-hmm.
And this is I agree with your point, but this is what's always bothered me, is that like everybody's like, well, if they would have just made every single free throw that they took.
Let's see if you have to make all of them. 75%.
You got to make 75%.
70 for a college kid in a non-high stakes March Madness game.
That's crazy good.
Yeah.
75%.
Yeah.
Please. Sub 70s, sub 65, and in some cases sub 60 is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I don't care if you're
for guards. Guards should hit their free throws.
You know what percent they made in the game?
75.
75%.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Then hit more still. I want more. I want 80%. I'm a perfectionist.
I want to get to Donald's super chat really fast, just because Donald has had some success with some of these funds that he's been doing. His Bo Baldwin fund actually resulted in Bo Baldwin no longer being the offensive coordinator. That is not true, but right now I'm going to tell you that was entirely because of Donald donating. Donald, the $1.99 super chat. Bobby talks to Danny for offensive advice fund. I'm here for that. I'm absolutely here for Arizona State to maybe replicate a little bit of what Dan Hurley's got going on over at UConn. But Where were you with your free throw numbers?
So the free throws, it's a very self-explanatory thing. You get those free points, and
they're literally called free throws.
Exactly. And when you're playing lower level competition, you can afford to maybe hit 60-something% of your free throws and still be 6-2. I know this team, and whatever everybody else's expectations are, they don't want to be a sub 500 Pac-12 team. Okay, I know Bobby doesn't want that. I know the team doesn't want that. They probably want to make the tournament, man. You are going to leave wins on the table if you shoot 60% from your guards from the free throw line in the game. I don't care. That's just, it needs to be fixed. Another thing, loving the 3.5 steals and 3.5 assists from Frankie Collins. He's at basically 3 turnovers per game as well. And for a team that struggles so much in half-court offense and has to create their own turnovers to create their own offense, every time you're giving the ball back, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. I need those turnovers numbers to go down from him. Jose Perez, Jeremiah Neal, they're over 1 a game as well. At that point, fine. But I just, what are you guys laughing? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
Jacob, something that I saw on Twitter. That's
okay.
I'll show you. Don't
okay,
worry.
I'm over here trying to be Mr. Real Numbers, turnover, free throw.
It's Friday, man. It's Friday.
Damn it.
There's
You're
zero
right.
purpose of trying to have a normal show on a Friday. Zero purpose.
Look. I get it. Look, we could talk about whatever childhood crush you're thinking about today, Totri. We can do that.
Dude.
We can do that. We can talk Speedos, damn it. We can do it.
I'm done talking
We can do it.
Speedos. I'm done talking Speedos. I'm talking BetMGM from
That's
now on.
right.
That's
What a
what I'm going to
transition.
do. I'm going to tell you guys where you can make some money this weekend. And you can make some money tonight betting on the NBA and everything else over on the BetMGM Sportsbook app. They've got a great deal for you, and it's super simple to get started. Just download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android or visit BetMGM.com. Sign up and deposit at least $10 into your BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the bet loses. Now, if the bet does lose, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. So just to recap, sign up for BetMGM. Use that bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $10. And if that bet loses, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. Check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
Ontario.
Get stopped. Okay. I got some addressing to do.
Okay.
I have allegations being thrown my
Addressing.
way.
Donald,
Donald,
talking like vinaigrette or ranch or
Donald, my man.
No.
Donald, my man. A man can joke about a Speedo and also not own one. I do not own a Speedo.
I think you want to.
It's factually incorrect. He wears them here 24/7.
I think,
Yo,
are you
guys,
wearing a
chill.
Speedo underneath your clothes
There's
right
a
now?
reason why I'm the table's blocking stuff right now. Okay?
Yeah, he's actually no pants, is just Speedo right
okay,
now.
for right now, I'll prove I'm wearing pants. Okay, I'm wearing pants.
Okay, but how funny would it be? How funny would it be
I
if he was wearing a Speedo right then and there?
I'll tell you what. If ASU basketball makes it to the Elite Eight this year.
Oh, here we go.
To the Elite Eight. I'll wear wear
come
Speedo. I'll
on.
wear
Give
Speedo.
us something. Give us something.
An ASU Speedo. Elite Eight. Elite Eight.
Okay, let's
Elite Eight.
negotiate. Can we negotiate
Elite Eight.
this? Can we negotiate
You could try.
this?
You could try.
How about if Arizona State makes the NCAA tournament and
no.
they're not a first four team. They're not.
No.
They're not
to
in
be
Dayton.
fair. To be fair, that's the only way they know how to make it in. But no, I can't.
Okay, what if
that's too realistic.
what
That's
if-
too realistic.
Totri would do it.
What if calm down. What if they win one NCAA tournament game?
No.
Why not?
No.
Come on. Have some breathing room.
Because here's the thing.
You ain't got no breathing room in that.
No, exactly. Yeah. Here's the thing. I'll think about Sweet 16. I'll think about it.
This team's not going.
I'll think about it. I know, but you want to know why? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I hesitate to do that now? Because it's with ASU
goodness.
time after time again. It's always what you
Time
don't
after
expect them to do.
time.
It's always what you don't. They should win. Oh, they should make the tournament. Oh, they should win their first foreign game.
Yeah.
Listen.
Time after time.
That was some good harmony right there.
Great song.
Okay, listen. We'll
Come
figure
on,
out.
we got Will negotiating with you.
Second round.
Come on. Second round
Round of
ASU
32.
Speedo.
I'll do Sweet 16. If they make the Sweet 16. I said Elite 8.
You're gonna just wear it Speedo on a show.
On air, yeah. On air. I'll do a branded one. I'll do a branded
goodness.
Speedo on a Flavoring Friday, an OG's branded Speedo.
He is going to wear. Look, Bobby Hurley, I'm going to need you to.
This is motivation. This is bulletin board. You know, also about the whole Erik owns a Speedo reference. When I first brought it up, I was saying Totri was the one who would be wearing the Speedo.
We're not having
I
the
would
Speedo
100% believe Totri owns the Speedo.
I don't own a Speedo.
Thank you.
No, we're not doing this again.
Thank you.
I don't own a Speedo. Okay?
I said, okay, do you know the original context? The original context of when this happened?
He tried to make it sound like it was a bad thing.
All I said, first of all, it was a good
We're going
thing.
to talk ASU football in a second, I promise.
Maybe.
Probably another ad read first.
Well, no. So here's the thing. I was trying to build up to one, and I will, but this started because I said Totri looks like the type of guy who would have the confidence to wear a Speedo.
Now he adds the confidence part.
Go to the tape, and I said that day.
After. He said it.
After you took offense to it.
After I took offense to it.
After he took offense to it.
Said.
But that's what I said. You're the type of guy who would wear a Speedo at the beach. But the reason why I said that is because you're the type of dude who does not give a shit what anybody else thinks of you.
No.
And I think you have a pretty high opinion of yourself. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'm delusional in my own head like that. Absolutely.
So that's the type of person that would wear a Speedo to the beach.
Yeah, I mean,
me. See,
Do you shave your legs?
I used to, but no.
Were you
I
a
don't do that
swimmer?
anymore. I did swim for a little bit, but I have extremely hairy legs. So like it would not. It's just such a long process, dude. Such a long process.
Yeah. See, I won't be shaving my legs if I wear the Speedo. But if I do want to wear a Speedo and I want to go to
Go ahead.
Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Gila River Resorts and Casinos, they got plenty of pools for me to dive in with my Speedo, baby. But not only do they have pools, man, they offer an authentic and immersive experience that goes beyond just the slot machines that they have there, which they have over 800. It goes beyond the 15 blackjack tables, the live table games, and their largest casino sportsbook in the state. They've got upscale and approachable dining, a rooftop restaurant, which they would not let me wear my Speedo to, but I would like to go to their rooftop restaurant, a steakhouse where you can get a cocktail or get a quick bite, go by the pool. And if you got an adventurous palate, which would you consider that you have yourself an adventurous palate? An adventurous palate.
Okay, wait. What does that mean?
Like you like to, like you're not just burgers and fries kind of guy.
I like to explore, but I'm also the type of person that when I find something I really like, I get that every time.
Okay. Well, maybe if you want to go outside your comfort zone, you're feeling good. It's you doing you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You can check out Honey and Vine, their featured dining experience at the all-new Santan Mountain location. If any of this sounded good, which I know it did, like there's got to be something for you. You don't want to do the slot machines, you go to the sports book. You want to go chill by the pool, you want to go to the rooftop bar. Anything Gila River Resorts and Casinos have it, and they will show you what the next level is all about. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit Gila.com for more details.
Love it. Absolutely love it. You know what else I love, Erik? You know
Speedos.
what I love? No, we're not talking about
ASU
Speedos.
football.
I love, yes. But specifically, I like getting transfers. I like getting
Damn right.
I like getting transfers. I like getting commits. And we got to commit. We got to commit a few days ago.
Big one.
Few days ago. And we don't pat ourselves on the back.
I'm going to pat you on the back because you called it.
You
called it.
We do this thing on the show from time to time where we tell you what's going to happen. We tell you what's going to happen before it happens. And we told you
We're good at that.
Huh?
We're good at that.
We're good at that. Absolutely. It's like it's our job, right? To tell you what's going to happen. And we did. We told you, a day in advance or at least the morning of the commitment that running back Jason Brown was going to be a Sun Devil. And sure enough, guess what, Erik?
Oh, he's a Sun Devil.
He's a Sun Devil.
Oh, wow.
He's a Sun Devil. And he joins an Arizona State running back room that right now, tentatively, still has Cam Scattaboo.
Insane.
Still has DeCarlos Brooks, Tevin White, Kyson Brown, George Hart.
So you would imagine
that's a lot of running backs.
You would imagine a couple of those guys aren't here when spring ball starts.
I don't think that all of those guys are going to be there. I think Scat stays. I think D'Lo stays. Obviously,
if it's those two, and is Jason Brown?
I don't know. Well, you got Kyson too. Kyson's not going anywhere.
But you're not. I don't think you're going to go in with 4 or 5 running backs when you already have somebody like Cam who is as used as he was, and then you're adding a 4-star guy. I don't think that that's going to be the case. I don't think they'd want that, especially the coaches and the players, because one of those guys is going to get a little bit upset that they're not getting as much time as they could, and B, the coaches probably want to run everything through to Carlos Brooks, Cam Scattaboo, and Jason Brown.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, I think there's an interesting, it's going to be unique to see what happens specifically in that running back room, because it sounds like Arizona State is not finished in terms of adding talent. I tweeted this the other day. Former Indiana running back and return specialist Jalen Lucas, he reported an offer to Arizona State. He is an absolute speed demon. Dude would instantly be the starting return man for punt and kickoff if he was at Arizona State. He also is the type of guy that you turn on the tape and you see DeAnthony Thomas. You see Tavon Austin. You see those shifty, smaller, yes, he's listed at a running back, but guys that you can see split out wide, and in Kenny Dillingham's scheme of running 1,000,005 screens, he's a problem. He's a vertical threat. He's all of the things. And I think this is a guy that, again, there are so many players that are going to be visiting Arizona State from now until, this weekend really is, again, the weekend for transfer visits for Arizona State. That's a name to watch. Another player that I would absolutely think would just fit perfectly at Arizona State is Florida State tight end Marcuston Douglas. I want you to look up Marcuston Douglas, because Marcuston Douglas is a unit. That man is a Ford Focus on the football field.
Oh, geez.
He is a absolute giant.
You want to guess his line, his height and weight?
6'4", 285.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, it's spot on. Did you see the tweet?
6'4", 285.
Yeah, Jacob saw the tweet. But yeah, Marcuston Douglas is definitely a guy that I think would be just an awesome replacement for Jalen Conyers. And he would provide some of that experience, that championship caliber type of player, obviously coming from a program in Florida State that knows how to win. And obviously, we know Kenny Dillingham's ties to Florida State.
Right.
So I'm sure he's had a conversation or two with Mike Norvell about Marcuston Douglas. But moving over to the offensive line, this is something that we've talked about just about every single show that we've talked about transfers. But there are 2 specific ones that if I could dish out a Christmas list or a wish list, these are the 2 that if you are an Arizona State fan, you hope to God come to Arizona State, because all season long, it was the offensive line. The offensive line was the issue.
Yeah.
Right? Donald says it. Bring the beef, baby. Well, these two offensive linemen, Ethan Boyd, a Michigan State transfer, and then offensive lineman Jordan Herman, who is a Florida transfer. Look at these numbers. Boyd, the Michigan State transfer, listed at 6'7", 320 pounds, and Herman, the Florida transfer, listed at 6'8", 375.
People don't know this. That's actually what Totri and I stand at.
Yeah, I'm 6'8", 375.
No, see, you're the 6'7", 320. I'm the 6'8", 370. I'm a little bit bigger than you, but we're both units.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's just like the cameras, they take away like a foot. It's the way that it goes.
Let's do some math here. Let's do some fun math.
Okay. I love math.
So 375 plus 320 is 695.
Correct.
Right? How much do you weigh?
Like 205.
205? Okay. This is embarrassing for myself. I weigh like $150. Okay? 205
embarrassing.
plus 150. 350.
We don't weigh as much as
4 of us. It would take like 4 of us to be what they are. 2 of us doesn't even equal the weight of Herman.
Do you think that if I stacked you on my shoulders,
are we coming off the edge?
What if
Herman's putting us in the dirt, bro?
Okay, if we're coming off the edge, what we would do is a catapult system where I would throw you over the lineman. Actually, they're tall. They'd probably just get up and grab. They just go stop you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Max tried to kick me today, and I grabbed his foot in midair.
That's
pretty badass.
I almost put him on his ass.
We got pretty badass. Bruce Lee's running this show. Okay, Will in the chat. Big Douglas. Oh my gosh, I love that. If he comes here, that's his name. Big Doug. Big Douglas, 4-tier, and Bryce Pierre, tight end. Another Serbius.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to come off the line against Big Doug.
No, not at all.
I don't want to go up against Big Doug.
What happened on Saturday? Big Doug mossed me in the end zone. It wasn't good. Wasn't good at all.
Speaking of offensive line, I don't know if anything has happened with them after this, but I saw after our last show that Rustin Young, the Oklahoma State commit, that you also said, hey, keep an eye on this guy might decommit from Oklahoma State. Decommitted from Oklahoma State
the next day.
He did. So listen. Can we just take a second here? Like, I'm not trying to blow smoke up his ass. Like, trust me, that's not my job. But like, this dude has been on a fucking heater. And if you're not in our diehard, which by the way, there is a sale to become a diehard right now, you can get it for cheaper than you'll ever get it ever again. You can jump in here, and he drops these nuggets of information that are spot on. They're spot on. And if you really want to be like up to date with everything, yes, come to the show. We're gonna let you know what's going on. But it gets even deeper in the Discord. So I listen.
Ask Donald. Me and Donald are always chatting in the Discord.
Yeah.
If you don't believe us, ask Donald, who is a diehard, who literally lives in that Discord all the damn time. And it is awesome.
And I think in this current age of college football, it's very overwhelming. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, it's extremely overwhelming to try to keep track of everything. Oregon State, not Oklahoma State. Sorry, it's the orange.
The color.
Decommit anyway. He ain't going there. It don't matter. In today's era of college football, and this type of information could actually really like help your mental health when it comes to following the team, because A, you'll have an idea of who's probably going to leave. You could prepare for that. And then B, you'll have an idea for who's coming in. And that, at the point that ASU is right now with this program, that's a huge part of everything. So I know that you weren't going to do it, so I'm going to do it. You've been killing it, dude. So I just want to put that out there.
Thanks, Erik.
But would you wear a Speedo?
No, I'm not wearing a Speedo, okay?
Sorry, it got too nice. It got too nice. I had to change up the vibe. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, in the chat, getting 2 of them O-line transfers would be huge. No, absolutely, right? I think we are all in agreement that there is, room for improvement across the roster, and specifically, with a lot of players, even here, there's room to grow. But the skill guys, there's a lot of talent on the perimeter. There's a lot of talent in that running back room. The quarterback situation is going to be unique. We're going to get into a potential quarterback transfer here in a second. But like, the offensive line and the defensive line are your immediate needs.
Yep.
Your immediate needs if you want to transition this team into becoming what Mike Norvell has kind of used, or I guess what Kenny has used as the framework. And that is, we are going, like, they've went through this process at Florida State, right? That is what Kenny has hung his hat on, is that they have done this. He's been a part of programs that were where Arizona State is right now. He retweeted this yesterday. Mike Norvell's record at Florida State over the last 4 seasons. 2020, they were a 3-6 team. Just to double check, Arizona State was 3-9 this season. In 2021, Mike Norvell and Florida State were 5-7, still not a bowl team. 2022, that's when you started to see the culture, you started to see the level of player, you started to see the impact. In year 3, that was a 10-3 football team. And then obviously in 2023, they went undefeated and won the ACC and didn't make the college football
as much as you would hate to, it's the same thing with Jed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes time. Good things take time.
In a non-biased way, if you're looking at rebuilding a football program, it's a really good example of what they're doing over there at U of A. It's still fuck them, but at the same time, like it's good, and I'm in full confidence with Kenny that he's going to be able to do that. I don't think that there's a better person for the job than Kenny. And back to the offensive lineman side of things, listen, I'm trying to figure out what they have in Jaden Rashada, because obviously the promise is there. The talent is there. Like, the idea of him as a quarterback is there. He cannot be running for his life. He just can't. Like, that's just, his body isn't at the place where he could take a bunch of hits like that. Like, I don't want a Jaden Daniels 2.0, okay? Like, I don't want that.
Well, this season you might have wanted it.
No, but I'm not saying Jaden Daniels is a bad football player, but what I'm saying is,
hey, look, Donald likes you now.
I know, finally, right? Finally. No, listen, like I don't want it to be where Jaden doesn't get put. Daniels was not put in the best position to succeed. Like, things kind of fell out here. He leaves. He goes on and has a Heisman season for LSU. Okay, Jaden Rashada, all things break right, has the talent to be in one of the best quarterbacks in college football conversation. He just needs to be protected and surrounded by the right pieces. I think his coaching staff is the right pieces. I think his skill positions, those are probably the best rooms on this roster, are your running back room, and then maybe your wide receiver room if Elijah Badger stays, just because of how good Badger is. offensive line, man. I know that there were injuries and you can't control that this past year, but you see it with Colorado. Like, you see what type of guys they're going for. If you want to build a winning program, you need to have stud offensive and defensive linemen. You have to.
No, you're right.
And you want guys that come in and that are ready to play now. And the reality is a lot of dudes in the portal are physically more ready to play and protect now than some of these recruits that we're talking about, like maybe a Rustin Young. Not that they couldn't come in and be good, but you want big, you want beefy, and you want experience when it comes to protecting a young, agile, athletic quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what if they can land some of these guys, man, this team will look significantly different.
Yeah. I think you're looking at, again, depending on what transpires in the transfer portal and early signing period and National Signing Day, I think you're looking at a team that can compete, again, 5-6 wins.
A bowl is not like, even before you see everything, as far as timeline goes, a lower level bowl is not something that should be like, oh, that's down the line. Like, that should be a goal and possibly even an internal expectation set for this team.
I imagine it is.
If not higher.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this team is shooting to win every single game, right? Again, we're going to say here, we're going to tell them and say, realistically, the expectation, but those guys believe that they're going to go out and win every single football game. That's just the truth of it. And you were talking about Jaden Rashada. The quarterback room is an interesting spot here for Arizona State because you're returning Trenton Bourguet, obviously, who people now have a lot of mixed feelings about. Just in terms of being the starting quarterback. Nobody's questioning who he is as a leader.
Great
as a
Sun
player.
Devil, not great quarterback.
He's a phenomenal just person and player and what he's done for this program. Obviously, last season was a little bit bumpy, but this is a dude that's trying to bounce back. Obviously, you're getting Jaden Rashada back. Jacob Conover's returning. Drew Pine entered the portal. Like, it's unique. And there's been news now that Michigan State quarterback transfer Sam Leavitt, he has been offered by Arizona State. He will be visiting Arizona State. Will he commit to Kenny Dillingham and company? And if he does, what does that mean for the quarterbacks on the roster, right? Leavitt was a 4-star prospect ranked number 18 at quarterback nationally out of Oregon in the 2023 class. He's a unique prospect, right? 6'2", 200 pounds, pretty standard size for a quarterback. He's got a ton of eligibility. He was a freshman last season. So this is a guy that, he is, I don't want to say a project, but he's somebody that if you add him to this Arizona State roster, I think you are opening the door yet again of we have a quarterback competition.
I mean, yeah, in schools like Utah, Nebraska, like these are schools that are interested in this guy. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how I would feel if they go and they get somebody else who's on the same timeline as Rashada.
And you're bringing in, don't forget, a quarterback in 2025.
Yeah, and like that doesn't bug me, right? You always have to plan for the future, especially in transfer portal and NIL days. You can't guarantee your quarterback's going to be there for however many years, but to bring in somebody who's the same age, who is a high star recruit, like should come into a program and have some sort of expectation to start or at least compete for it. That's different. Like this is not meant to have any offense towards Trenton Bourguet, but that's different than Bourguet and Rashada because Bourguet's been there, but he's not a high star guy. He's not a Kenny guy. I don't think he was here before him.
Yeah, he was here well before.
Like he's obviously a great Sun Devil, and that's why you go into him, and he's an okay, competent quarterback, but he's not like if Rashada was healthy, he was the starting quarterback. Like there's no denying that. This would be a little bit different. I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. You obviously would have a better idea on if it's going to happen or not. But Donald in chat says, I don't want anyone running Rashada off. That'll piss me off more than anything in this world. Like Jaden Rashada is here because he wants to be here. And he's here because Kenny has said he believes in what they're doing here. And if they just go and get somebody else, yes, you can cite the spirit of competition, but there are certain things that get inside 20-year-olds' heads. That would be one of them, you would presume.
Yeah, I disagree, though. I disagree in the sense that if you bring in a quarterback and Jaden Rashada leaves, then I don't think he was your guy. I don't think a quarterback, and really any player, that you bring in somebody the coach, it's their responsibility to make sure that this roster is put together the way that they feel necessary, right? To try and have a competent football team. You saw what this team was like last year with injuries, right? If you bring in a guy to play a certain position and somebody else gets butthurt about it and they want to leave, Kenny will show them the door.
No, I get it. Like, that's the mentality you have to have. And I understand that, and I agree with you on that end. But it's also a two-way street. And if Kenny has been sitting here telling Jaden the entire year and during his recruitment, you are our guy, and then you go out and you get somebody who could also be your guy, and you say, oh, what if, like, I just think for what Kenny's trying to build and for what Kenny's messaging is for the team, I think it would be an interesting move. Not that he couldn't handle it, and not that Jaden Rashada would go off and pout.
Yeah,
but
not to say he would leave.
I could see that being a problem. And something else that I saw today that actually got me extremely excited was when on our show sheet, I got the OG's ad read, because I have been sitting here waiting for an OG's ad read. And obviously it's Flavoring Friday, but like I'm going to read off the paper, but I'm going to talk right into the camera right now. Okay. There is not a better tasting edible in the entire world than OG's. And I've thought this since before I worked here. The first time I ever had OG's, I took a bite and I said, there is no way that this thing is actually going to like have the desired physical effect because it tastes so good. And then it does. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Make you feel all warm inside.
Like, you're on, like, just picture this. You're on your couch. You're watching ASU football. You're watching ASU basketball. And let's say, they're winning. And right there, you got a bag of OGs in your hand. You're going to take either the little mini ones that are just a couple milligrams of THC, or you're going to take the 10 milligram ones, or maybe you're going to take a couple 10 milligram ones if you want to get real saucy. And you're just sitting there having a great time. Okay. Not only, like I said, do they affect great to your mind and your body, they have indica, they have sativa, they have hybrid, they have a CBD balance, which I've actually been really enjoying lately, is the CBD part of it as well. But the flavors, they have a variety for you. They've got the creams, they got the non-creams, they have a variety pack if you want all of them in one. This is not an ad read for me. This is me being very genuine, me to you. If you have not tried OGs yet, and you are interested in maybe just relaxing a little bit or heightening a little bit more sense of fun or whatever the desired effect of these is, which there are many, please just check, just try them. And if you don't like them, you can give me the bag and I'll pay you back. Okay.
That's honestly, I'll do that too.
Like that. We will split it. If you don't like your OGs, we will split them on
your
air.
bags.
Okay.
We'll take the bags off
So
your
if
hands.
you want to learn more about OGs and where you can find them, go ahead and over to ogsbrands.com. I cannot recommend it any more highly. I just can't.
I can't. Good. Well, in the chat, Rashada isn't leaving. He understands that he's here to develop, and if he doesn't prove it against the other guys in the room, then he pushes through. He's not the type to run from competition. Yeah, exactly.
You'd hope.
I'm with you. From the conversations I have, again, it sounds like Jaden Rashada wants to be an Arizona State Sun Devil, which says a lot, and I think it means a lot to the staff, and then obviously the fan base as well. But before we get to our final topic, I want to tell you guys about what's been on my face. Okay, we have sunglasses on my face, and it's because we have a phenomenal partnership with Shady Rays. Now, on these post-game shows that you tune into, there are people that have quite literally only tuned into the post-game shows, and we had somebody the other day say, I have never seen Anthony Totri's eyes, simply because I wear these sunglasses quite often. And if you had Shady Rays, you would do the absolute same. And you guys can. They've got a great deal for you guys. You can shop their entire collection at their brand new location, Kierland Commons, a full stop shop for all things Shady Rays. And if you don't love your Shady Rays because, I don't know, maybe in the past as an Arizona State fan, you had your own Shady Ray in your life at a point, but he's gone, and it's okay. You can trust Shady Rays from this point on. You can exchange for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There is no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal this season. Go to shadyrays.com and use that code PHNX for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. And Erik, I don't know if you know this, but word on the street, okay? Word on the street. This is the streets talk from time to time, okay? I don't know if you're familiar with this, but in years past, there was this man, the king of pop,
Okay.
Michael Jackson
God,
himself. Michael Jackson himself.
Can't say I'm familiar.
You're not familiar. Are you
I can't say I'm
Are you
familiar.
familiar with
You said Michael Jordan?
with
Remind us.
Senor Jackson? Senor Jackson. He used to have some sunglasses, and people never confirmed whether or not they were Shady Rays or not. But from the streets told me that every time that Mr. Jackson put his sunglasses on, he went, hee hee. That's what he did. That's what Michael Jackson did.
Did he?
Yeah,
you know,
every time.
you are
Every time.
right. There's never been actual confirmation that he was not wearing Shady Rays.
There you go.
That's crazy.
That's
I wonder
all I'm
why.
saying.
Where'd you pull the MJ reference from? That was out of nowhere.
No,
man.
that was out of nowhere.
That was-
Sorry,
I don't know
It's
how-
just sometimes
where you
it just
got
comes to
I
me.
actually heard Totri wears the glasses because he's got chameleon eyes and they just point in different directions all
Yeah,
the
no,
time.
that's exactly what it is. Actually, I said on the show I don't have eyes. I was born without eyes.
Sometimes
So
when
when
you're
I'm
watching
watching
ASU football, I wish the same.
Well, yeah, and I say it's all telepathic. Like I know what's happening, in the games. I can hear it.
See, he didn't even flinch. I did that. He didn't even flinch.
Yeah, no, not at all. Come on now. We don't flinch over here. But Jacob,
Oh, now
it
it's
is
a
Friday.
challenge.
It is Friday. Let's go ahead and
Is it
do
time?
our special edition of Hot or Not, which is now for the holiday season.
What is it? Tell the people.
Naughty or nice.
Naughty or nice.
Naughty or nice. So Jacob,
I feel like I have a really good assortment today.
I love that.
But I also feel like I said that the last time I did Hot or Not, and I think it ended up being one of the best Hot or Nots that we've ever done. So
before we get started, I want you to give me one person in the PHNX office this week that's been naughty and one that's been nice.
Totri, you were naughty because you you stared at my ass.
I didn't, dude. I did not.
Your ass stared at him.
That's crazy, dude.
And B, you were the last person to give me your schedule this week.
Yeah, but I gave you my schedule for 2 weeks.
You did. So did everybody else.
You don't know that.
Yeah, but I did the same thing
Legit,
everybody
the
else
rules of what I put
You
out
didn't
in
know
Slack.
that. You don't know that.
And then nice. There's not really anybody that's nice in here.
Nobody. Nobody's
It's been a
nice?
pretty feisty week.
I feel like
It has been a pretty
I feel
feisty
like
week.
I've also been nice. I've been naughty and nice.
You know, if you are nice, you don't have to fight for yourself to be recognized as nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Max.
No,
Max,
Max. is
You're
not gonna
talking to
agree
the
with you.
wrong dude if you're gonna ask
Max,
the
come
question
here.
I think you're gonna ask.
He just did this. He just fucking told me.
We're in the
to-
middle of a show, and he said,
wait.
"Hold up, I don't have time for you."
That's crazy. No, I don't want you anymore. I don't want you to come in here. You're gonna
It
wag your
has been
finger
a
at me.
feisty week.
You wagged.
Yeah, it's been a weird.
Don't
week.
say anything. I just need 2 names. Okay? PHNX Studios. Who has been nice? Give me one name. Who's been nice? Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still on the air.
We're
Craig.
still live.
Craig weighing in on this as well?
Yeah, sure. Craig, who's been nice in the PHNX Studios this week? I need one nice person. I need one naughty person.
Petey's been nice. You know what? I'll give that to Petey.
Leah is always
say,
nice. Leah is always
It's,
nice. Let's just get in on this.
Yeah,
Craig.
so,
you want to be a part of
Leah-
Naughty or Nice today?
Leah Merrill, almost always very nice person, so going
Yeah.
nice there. As for naughty, it's Jacob Franklin.
Jacob
that man
Franklin's
is
been
a
naughty?
sleazeball.
You know what else?
Max
Not
left
trustworthy.
threatening
Not
messages on my
trustworthy.
desk.
Not
Max left
not
threatening
trustworthy
messages
at
on my
all.
desk.
Not trustworthy? Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
Max put "Watch your back" on my
No,
desk
I
today.
didn't. There was
Wow.
a sticky note on my
Wow.
desk that said "Watch your back," and I crossed. I said "Watch your front," just because
You
gotta
know,
be
the
careful.
people in the offices above us
Yeah.
in the 6th floor, they were kind enough to let us come
No, don't
tour
go there. Don't go
their
there.
Christmas party.
Don't.
And this man drops the Nerf gun in the middle of their office out of
went
his pocket.
strapped.
He
He went
came
strapped to
there
the 6th floor.
strapped to the 6th floor.
Let's not put that. This,
No,
they're
no,
out of context.
Wait,
Do not.
so-
do not
Okay.
put that.
Let's do the first topic of Naughty or
Okay.
Nice with the 4 of us, and
Yep.
then we will get back to
Your first topic,
first topic.
potlucks.
Okay, potlucks. And for you guys, if you haven't been on Hot or Not or Naughty or Nice, sponsored by Arizona Lottery,
Good man.
you are going to just tell us if you think potlucks are naughty or nice, and then give a little bit of an explanation.
That transition was nice.
They're nice. They're nice.
They're nice.
Explanation?
Yeah. Do you have? Yeah, why do you like
explanation?
potlucks?
Some of the best food I've ever eaten in my entire life has been in a potluck.
I
Some of the
mean,
worst, but some of the best, and I'll take that. I'll take that chance because I can usually tell just by looking.
And that calls for the qualifier, doesn't it? Like it depends on who's involved.
He's never
also
been.
true.
He's never been to your.
That's
your
I mean, that would
St.
be-
Patty's Day
that would
party.
obviously be Nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you've
I
been
have heard so
if
much
you've been-
about this. Since the first day I started working here, people are like, man, you think Craig's gonna do the St. Patty's Day party again?
Have you received an invitation?
No, I don't think I'm allowed to be there.
Just checking.
No, I don't think so.
Craig just wants to make sure.
I think that's the reason why everybody likes it, is because I'm not there.
This is chaos, by the way.
This is
This is
There's
absolute
supposed to be a
chaos.
coyote show in like
Craig,
12
do
minutes.
you like potlucks?
I like potlucks depending on who's supplying the food.
Okay,
That's
that's
what I'm
fair.
saying. Like I'm gonna check some things. You know me. I'm a
No, yeah,
reporter,
you
so
can
I'm gonna
trust-
look into it a little bit.
If Craig is a part of a potluck, you can always trust the food that Craig is bringing. Always, 10 out of 10
Translation,
times.
my wife.
Yeah,
wife.
it's
Go
just
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, Borat. What about you? Do you like potlucks?
Look, what's not to love about potlucks? Listen, people bringing their foods. Listen, there's always going to be some bad foods in the potluck. You can't let a bunch of sour apples spoil the whole bunch or something like that. But I will say this: it's not just the food. It's the community and it's everyone coming together. That
Boo! Okay, Totri.
Kick this man off the show.
Totri.
Potlucks. Look, I'm gonna go 50-50 here. Potlucks are hot.
No.
50-50. Pot is hot.
Oh, this is tough.
Dude.
This is tough. I'm gonna say potlucks. They're hot. They're nice because again, the majority of the times that I go and am a part of a potluck, there is always one home run of a dish, and that can save a bad potluck.
It's true. It's mostly free food, right?
Yeah, and it's free food. Who doesn't love free food?
Yeah.
Who doesn't love free food?
Yeah.
All right, Jacob.
What
What
ready
is
for second topic?
topic numero dos?
Twitter detectives.
Twitter detectives. Okay.
So like the people that are like this whole Shohei thing's going on right now.
Yeah.
The people that are like, oh my God, I just found a private plane that left LA going to Toronto this morning. They're a Twitter sleuth. Like they just look through all the logs of like the people that solve the murders before the cops do. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Naughty. I'm a reporter. I hate this stuff as much as anything. You got to vet information.
I'm with you. I'm with
sorry.
you. I'm gonna go with you.
Vet information. That's not enough to go on. So sorry. Stop.
You
Twitter
know what?
detectives, not hot.
I
They're
think
naughty.
they're nice if you take them the right way. They're entertaining, right? Like the Kawhi Leonard summer, where it was like they're following Kawhi Leonard as he's driving down the freeway in LA to see if he's meeting with the Lakers or the Clippers or whatever it is. I'm not taking that as like to heart reporting. Like I go to Craig for that, but like as far as just like having fun online, as long as you just don't put too much into it, I'll say they're nice.
Craig is slowly.
He is giving me the dirtiest look of all time.
Not a stalker thing going on there.
I look, there's a lot of elements to that stuff that I don't like, but I do find it slightly.
Did you know that
entertaining.
he actively wears Speedos?
I don't.
Did you
I don't.
did you ever watch the Don't Fuck with
No, that was
Cats?
happening today.
Did you ever watch Don't Fuck with Cats?
Would you have been one
Netflix?
of the paparazzi following Princess Di then?
Me?
Would
No.
you have been
No,
responsible
see, I
for
wouldn't do that.
Okay, I'm just asking.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Oh my god.
I think there's a difference between doing that and being like, hey, I saw a flight go from here to here. This could be it. Like, that's like, okay, cool.
Or
Like,
it
I'm-
could not be. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did you ever watch Don't Fuck with Cats?
No. Oh yes, I have.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing on Netflix. That is crazy. But before we move on to the final topic, and I guess before we get Max's answer on this, I do want to get to Lo Joe's question because I think it's a great question. What would each Valley head coach bring to a potluck? So Craig, I'm going to give you the Coyotes. Eric, I'm going to give you Jed Fish. I'm going to actually no.
What the fuck, dude?
I'm going to give you Vogel.
He said Valley.
I'll give you Vogel.
Thank you.
You get Vogel. You get Jonathan Gannon, and I'll take Kenny. Okay, Craig.
Tori. Oh, can I take Tori?
You can take Tori. Absolutely.
Well, if it's a breakfast, Andre Tourigny is bringing his family's homemade maple syrup, and I have had this maple syrup, and it is the best damn maple syrup I've ever tasted. So you want this would be a good potluck if he showed up.
Can we get some of that maple syrup for the Waffle House 24-hour challenge that I got to be a part
Nothing
of?
can make that good.
All right, what's Vogel bringing?
Vogel is going to bring some spicy queso dip because he is screaming 10 times more than Monty on the sidelines. He's so pissed off all the time. He is so angry. He's bringing something spicy.
Oh, thank you. Hope I don't disconnect it. Yeah, Jonathan. Oh boy,
This is horrible.
this isn't built for 4 people. Jonathan Gannon is 1,000% a meat and potatoes guy, and that is not just a figurative. He's actually literally bringing meat and potatoes, and with a side of hot sauce because he wants fire in your gut.
Okay. What about Tori? What's Tori bringing?
Absolutely bringing some sort of pasta.
Okay.
It's Alfredo. It's spaghetti and meatballs. He's your true-blooded Italian. He's bringing some pasta for
I
sure.
love that. I love that. I think Kenny's he's catering Burrito Express because he's activating the Valley. He's getting, he's trying to get everybody involved. So Burrito Express, hot as hell.
You want to know what I'm bringing to the potluck?
What are you bringing?
I'm bringing some scratchers, baby.
Oh my
I'm bringing
goodness.
some scratchers.
Oh my goodness.
Because AZ Lottery, they make holiday shopping easy. And when do you usually have potlucks? That's during the holidays.
Yeah,
you guys
know we're live.
No, get in here. Get in here. We're having a moment. We're having a moment. Okay, listen. Let me tell you,
Please tell me.
Are you
Please
struggling to
indulge me.
find some Hanukkah gifts?
Oh gosh, man, it is that time of year. Yes.
It really is that time of year. Now, if I told you,
Now,
if I told you there was a way that you could give somebody $10,000, would you do it?
please tell me more.
Okay, well, there's a way you could do that, and that's by buying scratchers with Arizona's lottery. Because there's a scratcher for everyone on your list. I did a crossword the other day. I don't even like crosswords. Guess what? I liked it because I won a little money with it. Okay, top prizes, up to $500,000. You could buy a lot of food for a potluck with that. Tickets, they make the perfect stocking stuffer, or if you're going to a holiday party and you don't know what to get people and you're supposed to buy something that's not a gag gift, but also not like a great gift. You're like, what the hell do I do? Get yourself some Arizona Lottery scratchers. You can go to get holiday scratchers today. Maybe from our friends at Circle K, which a little nudge transition there for Anthony Totri. But you can also go to ArizonaLottery.com. But the only catch, you got to be 21 years or over to play or to buy for somebody to play. So just make sure you're over 21 or you're buying it for somebody that's over 21. It's a great gift. Just do it. It's a great gift.
My man.
Why do I feel like this is the meme? You guys have seen the meme where the guy's holding his girlfriend's hand and he's looking back and it's the other girl walking.
Who would we be in the who's who in this circumstance?
You're the girlfriend. For sure.
Am I pretty at least?
Yeah, you're
That's
all
not
right.
that's not looks not the only thing that matters. I just want to know. You know?
Yeah, are you pretty?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking me?
Am I a pretty girl?
What?
Can you do the Circle K ad read, please?
just asked me if he was a pretty girl. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let me tell you about Circle K, guys. They've got a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal membership program for you guys. This lovely thing called Inner Circle, and they've got a way to help you save money every single day. You guys can save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups and save 3 cents per gallon every single day after that. And you're going to get every 6th free on a selection of Circle K products. We're talking coffee, pizza, ice cold fountain drinks, and they've got a free 31 days of Circle K in the Circle K app, where it's literally the interface is just games. You are playing games and winning free money. You're getting deals, you're getting it all over at Circle K. I said it before, I'll say it again. I stop there every single day for something because Circle K has it all. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Donald in the chat. Erik and the other guy, Torty. I'm sorry, not sorry. Love you, Donald. Absolutely.
Donald
love
hates
Donald.
me. Donald
doesn't hate you.
Donald does
just
not
loves
like
me, and I love Donald.
You ready for the last hot or not?
Me and Donald have been through a lot
Yeah,
together.
let's go ahead.
Let's get through the last naughty or nice. All right, clear his throat there.
Carolers.
Not hot. Not hot
Naughty.
at all. Not hot at
Naughty.
all. No. Do not.
Naughty.
Do not knock on my door, and when I answer, you start singing. Do not do that. That is not fun. Don't. Jingle bells, jingle bells. No, I'm not here for it. Carolers, not hot at all. At all. It is it's an expired part of the Christmas tradition that needs to just be done with. Nobody's doing that. How many people actually answer their door when strangers are there anyways? Like, I'm not doing that. Especially if you're singing. That's crazy. That's the start of a fucking horror
but here's
movie.
the thing. You are going to look through your peephole and you're going to be like, why are they wearing old-timey garb?
Yeah, no, and they're singing at me? No, they're not singing to me. They're singing at me. That's exactly what carolers do. They're not singing with you. They're not singing for you. They're singing at you.
I think you said it perfectly. I don't need to really say anything else, and I think we got a coyote show that Jacob needs to get to. We have held him hostage for too long. Donald, I know you don't dislike me. I'm just messing around, brother. We just having some fun. Okay, we just having some fun.
Guys, that is going to do it for our Friday show. Again, hit that like button, the subscribe button, leave a 5-star review on your way out. If you enjoyed the program, you can follow it at PHNX _Sun Devils across social. You can follow me at Anthony _Totri. You could follow this guy right here at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. You could follow DJ Jacob Franklin at Jacob _Franklin4. Let's go. We will see you guys Saturday evening for a PHNX Sun Devils post-game show. Win, lose, or draw, I will be there, and so will you. Go Devils, and peace.
We all silly like the mayor.